Happy Monday morning. Welcome back into my space. I've got a few things to talk about today. First is thank you so much for the love that you showed this pattern on the weekend. This is Antique Lace, thanks to Carrie for the name. This is the one that you've seen pictures of has been in pink. This is in blue. It's not finished yet. I still have to twist fringe and do ends, but there it is, and it is still available. It's a beautiful scarf. I love it. Second is, if you've been following me for a while, you'll know that last summer I went to Alaska looking for bears, didn't see a single bear, but looking for bears and looking for Kiviot yarn. So this is the Kiviot that I bought. And I knit the Cumulus blouse by Petite Knits. And just so you know, this sweater went through 3 iterations. It ripped out well, it soaked well to get all the kinks out of it, and it re-knit well. So yeah, this was a sweater that took 3 times to knit. And today, I want to talk to you about some tools. So I've gathered some tools here that I use for weaving. They're not standard weaving tools. Well, some of them are, some of them aren't. And I just thought I'd talk you through some of the tools that I use that you might want to add to your weaving toolbox. So the first one I want to look at is this shuttle. So this is a HandyWoman shuttle. It is beautiful. It feels so incredible in your hands. And if you can see how thin that is, that works with my rigid Heddle and pickup sticks as well. And I use multiple pickup sticks at a time and I'm not having any troubles. That's the bobbin for it. Fits on nicely here, rolls really well. I use an electric drill to wind my bobbins. And a chopstick. I put a chopstick in the, where you put the drill, and then this fits on the chopstick and it works really well. So that's my first tool, my HandyWoman shuttle. I'll link HandyWoman in the comments so that you can find them as well. The next tool that I use is a hairbrush, and whenever I have a tangled fringe, I just use a brush to gently brush it out. And so I'll brush it out gently, trim it, and then I'll brush it again and do the fringe twisting. Or if it comes out of the laundry and it's a little bit tangled, the brush will help do some of those loose, take out some of those loose tangles. So just regular hairbrush. My favorite threading hook is this brass threading hook. You can get it at a lot of different places. I think the Woolery carries it. I got mine on Etsy, but it's just a brass threading hook. I like it better than the plastic, and I like it better than the regular metal ones. It's nice and smooth at the hook here so that no threads get split, and it fits through the holes really nice, but it's also got a little bit of flexibility so that you can move it around as well. S-hooks. When I have a warp thread that is being a little bit annoying, I can just add my S-hook. I don't know if you can see this on the camera or not, but I can just add an S-hook to the end and hang it off the back, and it just tightens everything up so that it's perfect. And then when I wind forward, that S-hook just winds forward right with the work. Sometimes it falls off. It can be a little noisy. If you get a lot of them on there, it sounds like wind chimes. It's kind of pretty, actually. Painter's tape. So I use painter's tape a lot. I will put painter's tape on my reed to remind me what my threading pattern is. I will put it on my reed to remind me what my weaving pattern is. And I'll put it on my pickup sticks to label my pickup sticks A, B, C, D. Or sometimes I put the insertion pattern on the pickup stick too, because I don't know about you, but occasionally I just whip that pickup stick out and I'm like, what was I even thinking? And I have to put it back in. So instead of going back to my pattern, I've got it right on my stick and I can just put it right back in. The final tool that I want to show you today are these magnetic clips. And every time I do a picture that shows these magnetic clips, I get so many comments. So I use these magnetic clips when I'm tying on for towels. I don't use them for scarves or anything that I want to have a fringe on, but they work really well for towels, particularly cotton and non-stretchy fibers, because they are a little bit stretchy. And so if your tension isn't perfect, the stretch in the ties will help. So I'll link a video on how I use these, but I don't use them just for tying on. They work really well. They magnet to your S-hooks. So if you need a little extra weight on your S-hook, or if your S-hook is, if you have fixed a broken warp end and you need to hang an S-hook from that broken warp end, and as you wind up, this can be twisting, and your yarn can actually fall apart if it twists too much. Adding the magnetic ties allows it to touch the ground, and that will stop your S-hook from twisting. So another good use of those magnetic ties. And then the only other thing I wanted to talk about today is my next project. So I have a project right here on the loom, and this is a practice project. It's going to be a tea towel, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's working really well. But it was a practice for what to do with these beautiful, beautiful skeins of silk that I have from Megan, I think it's Megan Nicole hand-dyed yarns threads. I will link her in the comments as well. She has incredible hand-dyed fibers of all types. So this is, I think, what's going to go on my loom next, now that I know it's going to work. But I can't decide. I don't have enough to use it for warp and weft, so I can't decide which one to use for my warp, whether I should go with the darker one or the lighter one. And I will post pictures of this on social media so you can weigh in on which one you think will be the better choice. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that you learned something about tools. I'd love to hear what your favorite tool is, so feel free to give me, post in the comments about what your favorite tools are, especially if they're non-weaving tools. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what I should be using for warp with this beautiful, incredible silk that I have been dreaming about for quite a while. So enjoy your week, enjoy your Monday. I hope that you can have a cup of tea and sit down and enjoy some weaving time.